I fold the last superhero pajama and tuck it neatly in the dresser drawer, checking my watch as Lily's breathing finally evens out in the bedroom behind me. 10:30. A new record for getting all 5 kids to sleep. The house settles into a welcome quiet as I drag myself down the staircase, my legs heavy with the familiar ache of a day spent chasing toddlers and mediating sibling rivalries. My shoulders burn from carrying Maya on my hip while cooking dinner one-handed. I slide into a chair at the dining table and flip open my laptop, determined to squeeze in at least 20 minutes on my UX design coursework before falling into bed. The cursor blinks on the half-finished assignment I haven't touched in weeks. I rub my eyes, feeling the grainy exhaustion that's become my constant companion since moving in with Monica 3 years ago. Just as I start typing, the front door swings open. Monica and Travis enter, her arm looped through his, their faces flushed with an energy I haven't seen from my sister in months. Travis pulls out a chair for her, a gesture so uncharacteristic I stop mid-keystroke. The kids are all asleep, I tell them, noting the wine bottle in Travis's hand. Even Ethan went down without a fight tonight. Monica nods absently, exchanging a meaningful glance with Travis, before turning to me with an unnatural brightness in her eyes. We have some exciting news. My stomach tightens. The last time Monica announced exciting news, I ended up taking Ethan to weekly counseling appointments while she discovered her passion for pottery classes that somehow always coincided with the sessions. "What's up?" I ask, closing my laptop. Travis pours 3 glasses of wine, sliding one toward me with a smile that doesn't quite reach his eyes. "Go ahead, babe. Tell her." Monica reaches for his hand, squeezing it as her face breaks into a wide grin. "I'm pregnant. Baby number 6 is on the way." The words hit me like a physical blow. I force my lips into what I hope resembles a smile. "Wow. That's big news. Due in February," Travis adds, rubbing Monica's shoulder. His eyes fix on me with an intensity that makes my skin crawl. "Congratulations," I manage, my voice sounding hollow even to my own ears. 6 children. My mind races through the practical implications, the house already bursting at the seams, Monica's increasingly frequent migraines that leave me solo parenting for days, the school pickups that already require military precision. Monica leans forward, her excitement giving way to something more calculated. "There's something else we wanted to talk to you about." The air in the room suddenly feels thin. I take a sip of wine to buy myself a moment. "We need you to quit your job at the coffee shop," Monica says, her tone making it clear this isn't a request. I nearly choke. "What?" "With the new baby coming, we'll need you here full-time," she continues, as if discussing nothing more consequential than a change in dinner plans. "The kids are used to you. It just makes sense." 3 years ago, I stood frozen in the empty shell of my restaurant, the Bluebird Cafe, watching a bank representative tape a foreclosure notice to the front door. 2 years of savings. Gone. My dream collapsed. Monica's arm around my shoulders. "Stay with us until you get back on your feet." What are sisters for? The memory fades as Travis clears his throat. "We're also going to need to raise your rent to $400 a month." $400? I repeat, my voice barely audible. "But you want me to quit my job?" "You'll save on gas," Monica points out brightly. "And we're family. We're not charging what a real nanny would cost." My phone buzzes on the table. The coffee shop manager's name flashes on the screen, another voicemail about my reduced hours if I miss one more shift. Next to it lies my bank app, the balance mockingly small. $1,200 left, from the $6,500 I salvaged after the restaurant failed. Most of it went to piano lessons for Sophie, Ethan's ADHD medication when Monica's insurance lapsed, birthday presents that must have gotten lost in the mail. "I can't quit my job," I say, the words coming out stronger than I expected. "And I can't pay more rent without more hours." Monica's smile hardens into something I've seen directed at her children when they defy her. "We're offering you a place in our family, Kristen. After everything we've done for you." "This isn't about family," I interrupt, the realization washing over me like ice water. "This is about free childcare." The silence that follows confirms what I've been too exhausted, too guilty, too desperate to see. My sister and her boyfriend aren't my safety net, they're my trappers. I close my laptop with a quiet click and reach for my phone. With steady fingers that surprise me, I open the apartment hunting app I downloaded weeks ago but was too afraid to use. The search parameters are clear now. Affordable. 1 bedroom. Far away from here. The next morning, the stack of mail sits untouched in the kitchen junk drawer, where Monica tosses anything she doesn't want to deal with. I rummage through expired coupons and takeout menus until my fingers close around 3 envelopes with red warning stamps. My stomach turns cold as I unfold the first notice. Mortgage payment overdue. 90 days. I check the date. 3 months without payments while Monica swears they're barely making ends meet. The second envelope contains a similar notice. The third is a certified letter warning of impending foreclosure proceedings. A sound from upstairs sends me shuffling the papers back into the drawer. I close it with my hip just as Ethan barrels into the kitchen, his school backpack hanging off one shoulder. "Aunt Kristen, is there any more cereal?" He's already pulling open cabinets, the familiar hurricane of movement that accompanies his ADHD when his medication hasn't kicked in. Check the pantry. I pour him milk while stealing glances at the clock. "Where's your mom?" "Still asleep." Ethan dumps cereal into a bowl, spilling about a quarter of it onto the counter. Travis is gone again. I wipe up the mess automatically, my mind racing through calculations. If Monica hasn't paid the mortgage in 3 months, where has the money gone? The check I wrote her last month for my contribution to household expenses should have covered at least part of it. 30 minutes later, with Ethan and Lily safely deposited at the bus stop, I return to find Sophie sitting at the kitchen table with her math homework. "Shouldn't you be at school?" I ask, setting down grocery bags. Sophie shrugs without looking up. "Half day. Teacher meetings." I unpack milk, bread, and the applesauce pouches Maya loves, all purchased from my dwindling savings. As I reach to put away Monica's bank statement that's lying open on the counter, a transaction catches my eye. $3,000, Wisconsin Dells Resort and Spa. The date matches exactly when Monica and Travis took their work trip last month. The trip they couldn't afford to take the kids on. The trip that left me juggling all 5 children, 2 with stomach flu. The refrigerator hums in the silence as I process this betrayal. Sophie's pencil scratches against her paper. "You know she tells everyone you're living here for free." Sophie says suddenly, still focused on her homework, "that you owe her because she saved you when your restaurant failed." The words hit like slaps. "What?" Sophie looks up, her 13-year-old face uncomfortably perceptive. "She told Mrs. Henderson, 'You're staying here because you can't hold down a job. That's why she had to cancel my piano lessons, because you don't contribute enough.'" I grip the counter as the kitchen tilts slightly. Piano lessons I paid for directly to Mrs. Henderson, $400 from my savings account. "Sophie, that's not—" "I know." She returns to her homework. "Mrs. Henderson showed me the checks you wrote her. She said Mom was being weird about it." I sink into the chair opposite her, trying to process this information when Sophie adds, "Oh, and some lady called for you yesterday. About a job interview? Mom told her you weren't interested anymore." My application to the tech startup downtown. The interview I've been waiting for. "When was this?" My voice sounds strange, tight. "Yesterday afternoon. Mom said you'd changed your mind about working in tech." The kitchen door swings open as Caleb enters, Monica's oldest at 16. He tosses his backpack onto a chair and heads straight for the refrigerator, but stops when he sees my face. "What's wrong?" "Nothing." I force a smile. "Just tired." Caleb glances at Sophie, some unspoken communication passing between them. "She found out about the mortgage thing?" Sophie nods. "You knew?" I ask. "Mom tells everyone you're the reason we're broke." Caleb grabs an apple, speaking matter-of-factly, "that we took you in and now you're a burden. She even told Grandma and Grandpa you refused to help with bills." I think of the $4,300 drained from my savings over the past year alone, Ethan's ADHD medication, when Monica's insurance temporarily lapsed. Maya's daycare when Monica needed me time, the endless groceries and clothes and school supplies. Your grandparents believe her? Caleb's expression turns grim. "They're coming over tonight to talk to you about family obligation. Mom's been crying to them on the phone all week." The doorbell rings, and we all jump. Through the window, I see Rachel's familiar car in the driveway. "That's my ride," I say, grabbing my purse. "I have an apartment showing in Milwaukee." "You're leaving?" Sophie's voice cracks, suddenly childlike again. "I'm looking at options." I squeeze her shoulder, not wanting to make promises I can't keep. Caleb walks me to the door. "I can watch the kids Thursday night," he offers quietly, "for that UX design class you're always missing." I pause, studying his face. How did you know about that? I've seen your courses online. He shrugs. Looks important. The gesture nearly breaks me. I hug him briefly before stepping outside where Rachel waits, keys in hand. Ready to see your escape hatch? She grins, but her eyes are serious. More than ready. Later that afternoon when we arrive, the apartment is small but clean. 1 bedroom, $1,350 a month. As Rachel chats with the property manager, I run calculations in my head. Coffee shop hours plus freelance design work I've been picking up. Tight but possible. I'm photographing the bathroom when my phone buzzes with a text from Caleb. Get home now. Mom found your apartment brochures. The ride back is a blur. Rachel drops me off with a squeeze of my hand and a promise to be just a phone call away. I find Monica in my bedroom, apartment listings scattered across the floor, her face a mask of outrage. Planning your great escape? She clutches a glossy brochure in one hand. While we're about to have another baby? While we've given you everything? Monica. After all I've done for you. Her voice rises to a familiar pitch that will soon have the neighbors glancing toward our house. You're abandoning these children who love you. Travis appears in the doorway behind her, arms folded across his chest, effectively blocking my exit. My sister continues her performance, tears streaming perfectly down her cheeks. We took you in when you had nothing. We made you part of our family. The weight of 3 years of endless nights with sick children, of depleted savings, of postponed dreams, suddenly crystallizes into something hard and clear within me. I've given you 3 years of my life, I say, my voice steady despite my racing heart. I didn't agree to sacrifice my future forever. Monica's face contorts. So selfish, always thinking of yourself. Like spending $3,000 at a resort while claiming you can't afford the mortgage? Her expression freezes, then darkens. You went through our personal papers? They were sitting on the counter, just like the job interview messages you've been intercepting. Travis steps forward, his presence deliberately intimidating. You need to remember who's helped who here, Kristen. Before I can respond, the front door opens, and Eleanor and William's voices float up from the entryway. Monica's face transforms instantly, vulnerability, replacing rage as she calls down to her parents. Mom, Dad, thank goodness you're here. Kristen needs to understand about family obligations. Eleanor appears at the top of the stairs, her eyes already glistening with practiced tears. After all we've done for you since your parents died. I stare at these people who claim to be my family, seeing clearly for the first time that they are not my safety net. They are my cage, and I am done being trapped. 3 days after the confrontation, I'm kneeling beside Lily at the dining room table, guiding her small hand through the loops of cursive letters when the doorbell rings. 2 sharp, official tones that make my stomach clench. Almost done, sweetie. That lowercase g is tricky. I keep my voice steady, despite the pounding in my chest. Heavy footfalls cross the entryway as Monica rushes to answer. Through the archway, I glimpse the unmistakable navy uniforms of Milwaukee police officers. My pencil freezes mid-correction. Yes, officers. Thank you for coming so quickly. Monica's voice carries the trembling edge. I've heard her use countless times to convince school principals and pediatricians of crises that don't exist. That's her, right there. She points directly at me, not bothering to lower her voice as Lily looks up, confusion clouding her face. The taller officer approaches while his partner remains by the door. His nameplate reads Donovan, above a chest that expands with authority. Miss Hale, could we speak with you for a moment? Lily's fingers tighten around mine. What's happening, Auntie Kristen? Nothing to worry about, sweetheart. I squeeze her hand, then stand. Keep practicing those G's. I'll be right back. Monica positions herself center stage in the living room as neighbors peek through half-drawn curtains across the street. The late afternoon sun catches tears she's somehow conjured on command. Miss Hale, Officer Donovan consulted his notepad. Your sister has filed a report alleging you removed $700 from her bedroom dresser and damaged furniture in the guest room. The accusation hits like a physical blow. I taste metal. My tongue suddenly dries. That's absolutely false. My voice sounds strange. Too high. She's been acting so strange lately. Monica sniffles, dabbing at perfect tears with a tissue she must have had ready. Breaking things, threatening to leave us after all we've done. I never took any money from you. I force each word through tightening lungs, acutely aware of 4 small faces now peering around the kitchen doorway. Ethan's eyes are wide, Sophie's narrowed in confusion. Maya clutches her stuffed rabbit, and Lily stands protectively in front of her little sister. "Officers, there's been some kind of mistake." I pull my shoulders back, fighting the instinct to shrink. I've lived here 3 years helping raise these children. "After I saved her from homelessness," Monica interjects. Officer Donovan's partner steps forward. Her face remains professionally neutral as she asks, "Can you account for your whereabouts yesterday afternoon?" "I was at work. The roasted bean on Lakeshore Drive. My manager can confirm." "She had the morning shift." Monica's voice rises theatrically. "Plenty of time to come home while I was at my doctor's appointment." She had the morning shift. The front door opens, and Caleb enters, backpack slung over one shoulder. He freezes, taking in the officers, his mother's performance, my rigid posture. What's happening? His voice cracks with the uncertainty of his 16 years. Monica rushes to intercept him. "Nothing for you to worry about, honey. Go upstairs." But Caleb stands his ground, eyes narrowing as he processes the scene. "Is this about money? Are you seriously doing this, Mom?" "Caleb, go to your room." Monica's voice sharpens to a blade. "My mom is lying." Caleb's words slice through the tension. He moves to stand beside me, his gangly frame somehow steadier than I've ever seen it. "Kristen never took any money." The female officer tilts her head. "Son, do you have information about this?" "Yeah, I do." Caleb shoves his hands into his pockets, but his voice remains firm. "Travis broke that furniture 3 months ago during an argument with Mom. He threw the nightstand against the wall. I helped Kristen fix it as best we could." "That's not true." Monica's facade cracks, her cheeks flushing. "And there was never any $700, Caleb continues. "Mom spent the money she had saved on concert tickets for her and Travis last weekend. She told me not to tell Kristen." Officer Donovan exchanges a glance with his partner. "You ungrateful." Monica starts toward Caleb, but stops when the female officer steps between them. "Ma'am, filing a false police report is a serious offense." 20 minutes later, the officers leave without taking action, but the damage lingers in the air like smoke. Neighbors have retreated behind their curtains, armed with fresh gossip. Monica slams into her bedroom, Travis following with a backward glare that promises consequences. I retreat to my room, hands shaking as I pull out the accordion folder where I've documented every household expense I've covered. Utility bills with my name on the payment confirmation, grocery receipts, medical co-pays for children who aren't mine. Later, while folding laundry that isn't mine, my phone buzzes with a message from Rachel. "Moving van secured for Saturday. You're doing the right thing." The weight of what comes next settles over me. 5 children. 5 goodbyes. I find Lily first, cross-legged on her bed, arranging stuffed animals in perfect formation. "Hey, Bug." I sit beside her, careful not to disturb her meticulous order. "I need to talk to you about something important." Her small face turns up to mine, trusting. "Are you in trouble because of those police people?" "No, sweetie, but I am going to be moving to my own apartment soon." Her lower lip trembles. "Why?" "Sometimes adults need their own space to grow and be their best selves. But who will remember my EpiPen when I go to school?" Tears pool in her eyes. Mom always forgets. The question pierces deeper than any accusation Monica could conjure. I pull Lily into my arms, breathing in the apple scent of her shampoo. "I'm going to show Caleb exactly how to check your backpack every morning." I whisper into her hair, and I'll call to remind him. Each child reacts differently. Maya clings to my leg as I fold my clothes into suitcases. Sophie refuses to speak to me at all. Ethan hurls his science textbook against the wall, shouting, "Everyone always leaves us." Only Caleb meets my eyes with understanding beyond his years. "You deserve better, Aunt Kristen," he says quietly, helping me pack dishes I'd brought from my restaurant. "We all do." That night, surrounded by half-packed boxes, I pressed my palms against my eyes and wondered what wisdom could possibly make this right for children caught in adult battles. What words could explain that sometimes the hardest choices are made from love? Love for them, and finally, love for myself too. On Saturday, I officially moved to the new apartment, and my first thing to do was change the locksmiths. The locksmith charges triple for a Sunday, but the sound of my new key sliding into place is worth every penny. The apartment door swings open to reveal white walls, beige carpet, and beautiful, glorious emptiness. "That's everything, ma'am," the locksmith says, handing me a set of keys attached to a plain metal ring. No cartoon character keychains, no plastic toys, just keys that belong only to me. "Thank you," I say, pressing the cool metal into my palm until it leaves an impression. My apartment, all 680 square feet of it, contains exactly 4 pieces of furniture. A second-hand sofa with a coffee stain shaped like Florida, a kitchen table that tilts slightly left, a dresser missing one knob, and a mattress on the floor. The silence fills every corner, thick and unfamiliar after years of constant noise. I hang a wall calendar above the table, carefully marking UX design deadlines in blue and coffee shop shifts in red. The empty spaces between commitments stare back at me, hours that belong to no one but myself. That first night, I sat cross-legged on my mattress and cried until my throat ached. Not from sadness, not exactly. Something closer to grief mixed with relief, like removing a bandage that's been left on too long, painful but necessary for healing. My phone buzzes at 6:47 the next morning. "Monica, the kids were up all night asking for you. Lily won't eat breakfast. How could you abandon them like this?" By noon, there are 4 more messages, each designed to carve deeper into my resolve. "Ethan had a meltdown at school. They called me to pick him up. This is your fault. Maya keeps standing at your bedroom door calling for Kiki. Sophie says she hates you now. Hope you're happy. Travis says this is probably for the best. The kids were getting too attached anyway." I turn my phone face down and prepare for the work. Later, I head to my afternoon shift at Perks Coffee. "Mr. Wilson greets me with a rare smile. "Right on time, Kristen. You're closing tonight?" "Yes, sir. Thank you for the extra hours." The door chimes 3 hours into my shift. Eleanor and William enter, scanning the shop until they spot me behind the counter. My stomach drops as Eleanor adjusts her pearl necklace, her battle armor for confrontations. "There she is," Eleanor announces loudly to the half-full cafe. "Our family deserter." William approaches the counter, his disapproval radiating through his pressed golf shirt. "Your sister is devastated, Kristen. Those children need you." I lower my voice. "I'm working, William. This isn't the place." "Well, your sister's house was the place, but you abandoned that, didn't you?" Eleanor's voice carries to the back tables. "After everything Monica has done for you." Mr. Wilson emerges from the back room, sensing the disturbance. "Is there a problem here?" "No problem," I say quickly. "My in-laws were just leaving." "We are not your in-laws," Eleanor spits. "We're family. Something you've clearly forgotten." They leave a business card with my manager, telling him to call if he wants to know what kind of person he's employing. My hands shake as I prepare the next order. By the weekend, Travis has told our mutual friends that I stole money before leaving. 2 former classmates give me cold stares at the grocery store. Monica's Facebook page features photos of the children looking sad, with captions about healing from abandonment and staying strong for my babies during this difficult time. I scroll through them in my apartment, wrapped in a blanket Rachel brought me as a housewarming gift. The photos are staged. I recognize the forced expressions, the carefully arranged breakfast dishes. Monica never prepares herself. Just as I'm about to turn off my phone, it rings. Caleb's name appears on the screen. "Hello?" I answer, suddenly alert. "Aunt Kristen." His voice sounds tight, controlled. "Mom's in the hospital. The pregnancy has complications." "Aunt Kristen." The air leaves my lungs. "Is she okay?" "I think so. They're keeping her overnight for observation." A pause. "Travis is here, but he says he's too stressed to watch everyone." I close my eyes. "Where are you now?" "Home. Lily's asthma is acting up. Maya won't stop crying. Ethan flushed his medication down the toilet. 5 innocent children caught in the middle of adult manipulation." I press my forehead against the cool wall of my apartment, my sanctuary, my escape. "I'll be there in 20 minutes. I say finally. "Thank you," Caleb whispers. I didn't know who else to call. I hang up and stare at my calendar, at the carefully constructed independence I've barely begun to taste. Then I reach for my purse and car keys, pausing only to grab my laptop and a folder from the kitchen drawer. The folder contains a document I had prepared but hoped never to need. A notarized agreement outlining temporary assistance. I keep my apartment. I maintain my job. 2-month maximum commitment. No financial responsibility for the household. Travis answers the door, relief and resentment battling across his face. Thank God, he says, already reaching for his jacket. They're all yours. I hold out the folder. Sign this first. What is it? His eyes narrow. Terms, I say, my voice steady. I'm helping temporarily, with boundaries. You want me to stay tonight? You sign. The children watch from the staircase as Travis scans the document, his jaw tightening. For a moment I think he'll refuse, but Maya's cry from upstairs tips the scales. Fine, he mutters, scrawling his signature. I step inside, keeping my purse on my shoulder and my car keys in my hand, not moving back, not surrendering, just helping on my terms. Lily's small voice calls from the top of the stairs. Are you staying, Aunt Kristen? For a little while, I answer, looking directly at Travis. But I have my own home now. As I climb the stairs toward the children, I feel the weight of their need pressing against my shoulders. But for the first time, I also feel the strength of my own boundaries holding me upright. 2 days later, after gathering more documents, I visited my sister at the hospital. The fluorescent lights of St. Vincent's Hospital buzz overhead as I grip the manila folder against my chest. Each step down the polished corridor feels like walking toward a firing squad, but my spine has finally found its steel. Monica reclines against pillows in room 312, her hospital gown strategically arranged to emphasize her swollen belly. The moment she spots me, tears spring to her eyes with practiced precision. Kristen, she whispers, extending a hand weakly. I was afraid you wouldn't come. I place my folder on the windowsill instead of taking her hand. Through the window, I can see Travis pacing in the parking lot, phone pressed to his ear. The social worker, Miss Pendleton, sits in a corner chair, her clipboard balanced on crossed knees. The doctor says, I need complete bed rest. Monica continues, her voice a perfect blend of martyrdom and fragility. The baby's heart rate keeps dropping. They might have to take him early. Miss Pendleton leans forward. Your sister has been through quite an ordeal. The children are understandably upset. They need you, Monica adds, reaching for my hand again. Her eyes flick toward the social worker, making sure her performance has the right audience. We're family. Family sticks together. I step back, just out of reach. How are you feeling? Scared. A single tear slides down her cheek. Travis is a mess. He can't handle the kids alone. Miss Pendleton clears her throat. I understand you recently moved out, Kristen. Sometimes in situations like this, temporary sacrifices can make things easier for everyone. The children already see you as their second mother. More than a second, Monica interjects. You're practically their real mother. The words hang in the air between us, revealing more than she intended. I think of the paperwork I found yesterday while charging her phone. Benefits applications with notes about full-time guardian status for me, followed by travel itineraries researched for post-birth recovery trips. Travis mentioned something interesting, I say carefully, watching Monica's face. About me becoming their legal guardian temporarily. A flash of calculation crosses Monica's face before the mask of maternal concern returns. Just while I recover, you know how difficult pregnancies are for me. Actually, I don't. I pull out my phone and tap the screen. According to your nurse, Jennifer, you've been asking how soon after birth you can resume normal activities and take weekend trips. Monica's smile freezes. You've been talking to my nurses? That's a violation of my privacy. Jennifer and I went to high school together. I tap my phone again. She also mentioned how you told her you're planning a much-needed couples retreat to Bermuda 6 weeks after delivery. Miss Pendleton's pen stops moving across her clipboard. That's ridiculous, Monica sputters. I never said. I open the manila folder and withdraw a printout of text messages. This is a conversation between you and Travis from Tuesday. I saw it while your phone was charging. Monica lunges for the paper, but I step back. Her face flushes red. Once she's guardian, we're free, I read aloud. That's what Travis texted you. And you responded, 6 months minimum before anyone questions it. Miss Pendleton stands, her professional demeanor cracking. What exactly is going on here? I removed a second document from my folder, a calendar marked with doctor appointments, school meetings, and parent-teacher conferences spanning the past 2 years. Each entry shows who actually attended, my name appearing 47 times. Monica's just 11. My sister and Travis plan to make me legal guardian of all 6 children, including the newborn. I explain, my voice steadier than I feel. Then they plan to take extended trips, leaving me with all responsibility but no authority. Monica's face transforms, the mask of maternal concern replaced by something cold and calculating. You ungrateful little. I have a recording, I interrupt, holding up my phone. From yesterday, when Travis explained the plan in detail, thinking I was already on board. The social worker turns to Monica, her earlier sympathy evaporating. Mrs. Hale, is this true? She's twisting everything, Monica hisses, dropping all pretense of weakness. She struggles to sit upright, her hospital gown twisting around her. After everything I've done for her, taking her in when her pathetic little restaurant failed. Taking me in as free child care, I correct. While gradually reducing your own parenting until I was handling everything from Lily's EpiPen to Ethan's therapy appointments. I placed the final document on Monica's bed, a handwritten statement from Caleb, detailing the patterns of neglect he's witnessed. Monica stares at her son's signature, her fingers curling into claws. You turned my own child against me, she whispers. No, I say quietly. You did that yourself. Miss Pendleton steps between us, her clipboard now tucked under her arm. I think we need to have a different conversation than the one I came here for. Monica's eyes darted between us, calculating her next move. The vulnerability vanishes from her face like water down a drain, replaced by something harder, something truer, the sister I've always known but refused to see. You'll regret this, she says flatly. I already regret the 3 years I spent enabling you, I replied, gathering my documents. But not what I'm doing now. As I turn to leave, Miss Pendleton touches my arm. We'll need to discuss appropriate arrangements for the children. I nod, feeling the weight of what comes next. The complicated reality of loving children who aren't mine while refusing to be exploited by their mother. It's a tightrope I've been walking for years without acknowledging the drop beneath me. I'm available whenever you need me, I tell her, meeting Monica's glare without flinching, but on my terms this time. Sometimes the hardest thing is seeing a loved one for who they truly are, not who you need them to be, not who they pretend to be, but who they've shown themselves to be repeatedly through their actions. As I walk out of the hospital room, leaving Monica sputtering threats behind me, I realize I've finally learned to believe what I see rather than what I hope for. And what I see now is the path forward, complicated but clear. 2 years later, my desk lamp casts a warm glow as I put the finishing touches on a website mock-up. Sunlight streams through the windows of my apartment, catching the framed UX design certification on the wall. My phone buzzes with a notification. Can I come over after school? Got my acceptance letters. Need your advice. Caleb, now 18 and towering over me at 6'2", hasn't stopped growing since I moved out 2 years ago. I smile and type back. Doors open. Bringing pizza? Already ordered. Pepperoni extra cheese. No mushrooms because you're weird. The easy banter feels natural now, a far cry from those first awkward months after I left Monica's house. My calendar app reminds me that Sophie's piano recital recording will arrive tomorrow, while Sunday dinner at Rachel's house will feature all 5 kids, 6, including baby Nathan, whom I've only known as Aunt Kristen, rather than his primary caregiver. The doorbell rings 3 hours later. Caleb stands in the hallway, manila envelope clutched in one hand, pizza box balanced in the other. His confidence still surprises me, this transformation from the uncertain 16-year-old who once helped me pack my belongings under his mother's burning glare. 4 schools, he announces, dropping the pizza on my counter. Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, and Minnesota. I pull out plates. Show me. We spread the acceptance letters across my kitchen table. Caleb points to scholarship amounts, housing options, program details. His eyes brighten when describing the engineering programs, hands moving as he talks about robotics competitions. I recognize the passion, the same feeling I rediscovered when I finally completed my UX certification and landed my first design contract. Mom thinks I should pick Michigan because it's closest. He says, voice dropping slightly. And what do you think? Wisconsin has the better program. He meets my eyes directly. It's 2 more hours away from home. Home. The word hangs between us with its complicated meanings. I think of Monica's house, now quieter since Travis finally left last year. I think of my apartment, where Ethan spends Thursday evenings with the mentor I helped him find, where Lily proudly demonstrated her self-administered EpiPen protocol last month, where Maya still calls me Kiki during our weekly video chats. You know, distance isn't always measured in miles, I say carefully. Caleb nods. That's what I wanted to talk about. He pulls an envelope from his jacket pocket. Found this while cleaning out my desk. Never gave it to you. Inside is a graduation card, slightly bent at the corners, written in Caleb's precise handwriting. Thank you for showing us what real responsibility looks like. My throat tightens. When did you write this? Right after you moved out. Mom was saying all that stuff about you abandoning us, but I knew. You taught us more by leaving than you would have if you'd stayed. 2 years ago, his words would have made me crumple with guilt. Now I recognize them as the gift they are validation, that setting boundaries wasn't selfish but necessary. Wisconsin has that internship program you were telling me about, I say, tapping the brochure, and I'm only a phone call away, no matter where you go. Caleb grins. I know. You're the emergency contact on all my applications. We eat pizza and talk about dorm essentials, about Sophie's recital, about Ethan's improved grades, about everything except Monica's latest text message, vacillating between apology and renewed demands for my time. The boundaries hold, tested but unbroken. Later, watching Caleb drive away, I think about what I would have lost had I stayed, not just my career or independence, but the chance to show these children what healthy relationships actually look like. Sometimes walking away isn't abandonment. Sometimes it's the bravest choice of all.